All right, so feelings as of late, how I've been feeling. Yesterday, it kind of landed on wanting to stop streaming, at least for now. Really just focus more on just grinding art, and just kind of pursuing that avenue as much as I can without really having to worry about keeping a schedule or dedicating a few hours a day doing stuff like this. Where I'm a little bit torn is, it feels like I want to do that. It would be nice to just have this time to do nothing, or to just not really have to worry about putting out a video or an upload or something. Remove the stress of being entertaining. Big quotes, entertaining. But I think that is the reason why I'm going to keep going. Regardless of how well things are going or results or whatever, because we're kind of in this situation because it's just not good enough. I definitely lack certain things that the big streamers have, or even just like moderately sized streamers have. So I kind of have to work with what I've got, and what I've got is me for the most part. 99% of the time it's just me. But yeah, there's definitely things that I could improve, and kind of putting one thing off and focusing on another thing. Yeah, I'll get better at one thing, maybe a little bit faster. But if I completely stop streaming and making videos, I'm not really going to improve at the stuff that maybe needs more work than the other thing. I mean, I would say it all kind of needs work, but I'd rather put in the practice. And I think that's something that a lot of people maybe don't see, because this is sort of in response to the comment on a recent upload about just start a new account, if you're not seeing results. I think that's not really the solution. I said, that's not really going to change what I can do. Yeah, I might get a boost if I make a new account and go for a debut or a re-debut or rebrand or whatever on a new account. Might get some more initial attention than before, but sooner or later we're going to end up in the same spot. And like, how would it feel to stop, be like, okay, things didn't work out, let me stop and restart, a couple months or whatever down the road to make new assets, trailers, videos, hype posts, whatever you want. Well, I mean, like, whatever you want to say or whatever you want to call it, or whatever you want to do. Spend all that time, maybe get a little bit more attention, but then end up back at nothing sooner or later, just because commentary is not great, energy is not great. And I'm not saying I'm high energy or anything, or that I'm in a better position. In fact, I'm very low energy, and I've commented on basically just how like degraded the emotions have gotten over time. Yeah, just kind of putting it off and chancing it on maybe like get off on the right foot rather than the wrong foot earlier on. Maybe could change things, but that's a risk, and that's time and effort that could be put somewhere else. And I'm very happy, well, not very happy, but I'm aware of the issues, or at least I'm aware of some of the issues, and I want to put in the time and effort to fix them. I mean, me doing this is kind of pushing myself to fix those problems, because I run out of stuff to say very, very quickly. Like, I might come into a stream with one or two things, and that's kind of it. I can't really bank on a response or a reply or banter. So once I'm through my points, that's it. We're in gamer talk. And the topic list was probably the best advice I ever received, but it only goes so far. And if I'm looking to do like a longer stream, not even like longer, but like average size, like 4-ish hours, 4 to 5 hours, it's really tough to carry that time. Also, keeping the account going, I think, does show dedication. Regardless if the content is good or not, it does show a certain amount of dedication. Like, you don't want to end up the guy like who's known for deleting accounts, making a new one, starting over and over and over again. Like, that's not a good look. I'd rather plant my feet and just work on it. And you do need to just figure out the mistakes for yourself. You have to learn the systems, learn the platforms, try different things. Unless you work for like a corporation, I don't think any person could get it right. Like every aspect, first go. Like, I had a hard time with thumbnails, and I still kind of have a hard time with thumbnails. With Street Fighter, I found something that worked, but obviously we're not playing Street Fighter anymore, but that was probably the most the channel ever moved. But I think what happened is a lot of people just see like, oh, this account popped off, you know, right on debut, and they just steamrolled. So it must be the debut. There's something to it. There's something to debuts that can be beneficial, but you've also seen people who debut and then, you know, numbers steadily drop. So it's going to be a grind regardless. So you might as well try and learn a few things along the way. Which I definitely have. Not even just in content making, but just in how to conduct yourself online. And I mean, that's life. That's not just being on the internet. That's life. And I'm not saying that I won't take a break at some point. I think at some point I would probably take some time off, since I do kind of everything myself. I remember looking to do a new model, or like change the branding, or do some kind of event where I need to make the assets and kind of have it all ready for a big showing. I think maybe then I would take a break, or maybe really kind of tone it down. That's the only time I would see taking some time off as a positive. And right now it's not like dire straits if I take a day off or two if I'm not really feeling it. But that's kind of easy to work through when you have some goals or ideas that you want to work on. So have some goals, focus on them, and then just keep at it. And don't make them weird goals. Like, I think this is kind of going off topic, but make it goals that are achievable through your own means. Like, number goals are just, there's no way you're going to make those unless you know kind of how your analytics work. But for me, I'm looking very introspectively, if that's the right word. I mean, I feel like I really need to just do a video or a talk on how I kind of learned to like learning. I feel like it all kind of comes back to that. If you're a small channel, I feel like that's the key. Not in success, but like maintaining a positive attitude about all this. All the pausing I do, it's really tough to kind of talk in game. Or at least I find it really tough to talk in game. Try and maintain a conversation with myself. And the only way I'm going to get better at that is by doing it over and over and over again. I mean, it could not even be like a talking problem or an entertaining problem. You know, it could just be a personality problem. You might have some stuff you need to work out. I've already admitted that I have not had a perfect track record online. So the personality needed some work. Just be very self-reflective. I think that's the biggest key to maybe not calling it quits or starting over or whatever. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I want to say on the matter. And I don't think it's a big topic. I think it's personal preference and how you see things, or how you feel things are maybe best for you, you know, at the time of choosing where to go from, current situation, whatever. And the struggle may hurt. And by may, I mean definitely will. But, you know, you gotta think about the long game.
The path back is inaccessible.